Hey YouTubers, Sandra Mexican here, and of course with my good friend over here. Thanks for Germany for winning the World Cup. Oh yes, oh yes. Oh my god, I gotta stop amusing myself with this thing. Anyway, we're not gonna be talking about Germany today, sadly. That's gonna be in a few weeks, actually. Or maybe next week, you never know. So, yeah, I'm actually going to be releasing these videos a day from now since I'm on spring break, so it gives me a time to actually do them. In the meantime, I can still do my work too. It's better to get these videos out of the way. Wait, no, that's a mean thing to say. You love doing these videos, you know? Yeah, I do. So, today we're going to be talking about one team that I'm actually shocked actually qualified for this World Cup. I'm actually shocked that, wait, how is it that they never qualified before? That's why it's called a shock. And surprisingly, this team literally dominated their group. Like Switzerland, so this is another team with an S, so you could definitely guess what this one is. Today we'll be talking a little bit about how this team got here. I forgot to mention that show title, so yeah, here's another mini episode of how they got there. And today we're talking about one of my friend's teams who, since he's not technically from Spain, but he loves a lot of players on Barcelona that play for Spain. Well, not all of them. He just prefers this, and he knows the national anthem, this one, then possibly to his own anthem. And if any of you guys on Facebook know who I'm talking about, please do not point him out. He actually has every right to enjoy this team. It's just, let's face it, they better not choke like their men did. So I am, of course, talking about the La Roja, aka Spain. Now, as usual, as a nice person that I am, please rise if you want and sing along, since I can't speak Spanish, to the national anthem of Spain, La Marcha Real. And now let's talk about La Roja and their previous attempts of getting there. And of course, we already know the nickname, La Roja. It's for both men and women, if I'm not mistaken. So let's talk about their previous attempts. In 1991, they didn't do well since it's like the first Women's World Cup. They got 5th place, not that bad. It was in group format. Then in 1995, they almost made it. I believe it was England that took the group in that one. So they missed their chance there. 1999 was the weirdest format. I think it was because since it changed from 12 to 16, I think the qualification stage was different because the thing is, they advanced to a playoff spot, but it wasn't for the World Cup. It was for the European Champions League. The women have that actually, so it's actually pretty good. Not Champions League, like Championship, like the UEFA European, the Euro, that thing. So yeah, that was good. 2003 group stage, they got fourth again, so it was kind of going a little bit downhill again. But then in 2007 they got third. They got a little close. And 2011, oh boy, they just missed out by just 5 points. They got the group stage, second place in that one. So how did they get here is the bigger question. Well, Spain somehow possibly took notes about how their men's team managed to do well before the men's downfall in 2014. Sorry to mention that, Luis, but that's what happens when you play in South America, where it's kind of difficult to play. That's why Germans know how to play there a lot. Anyway, back to yeah, in their group, they just demolished almost every team. They beat Estonia twice, and it was over 3 goals. The first time 6-0, then 5-0 in the second game. Romania, they had a little bit of trouble with them, but they still won in the first game 1-0. Then in the second game 2-0. The Czech Republic nearly had them, but in the first game it ended 3-2 for Spain, and in 1-0 it ended for the Czech Republic. It ended for Spain on that one. My mistake. Then against Macedonia, this is a slaughter to this poor team. It ended 12-0 in the first game, then 10-0 in the second game, all victories for Spain. And the only team they did not beat twice was Italy. In the first game they beat them 2-0, but in the second time they met, it ended 0-0. So that's the only team they didn't beat. But in the end, they're one of the... So they won with 9 wins, 1 draw, 0 losses, 42 goals for and 2 against, and 28 points overall. Spain is one of the... Well, I would say 7 out of the 8 teams that qualified with 4 wins. Actually, that's kind of not true. Norway won their group 2 to get to Canada, but they lost the game against the Netherlands. So technically, I forgot the ratio that you do that with. One of the 7 out of 8 teams. There we go. One of the 7 out of the 8 teams to qualify to Canada with 1 draw and all victories. So that's actually a pretty good thing. So who are they facing in the group stage? Well, let's look at here. Brazil, South Korea, Spain, and Costa Rica. So Spain will open up against Costa Rica, and then their second game will be against Brazil, and then the other one will be against South Korea. That's their last game. So yeah, 2 newcomers versus one long veteran, while the other one is returning after a large sabbatical since 2003. So this is going to be one of the toughest things. Like I said, until we get near May, I'm going to put out my who I think is going to win the group stage, who's going to win that, who's going to win this. When we get there, we get there. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So yeah, that's pretty much the episode on how they got there. So Spain just surprised me. So yeah. So the next episode will be tomorrow. I haven't set up. I think I posted all my times at 8 o'clock. So the next team we'll be looking over is... Give me a second. Is Cameroon. Yeah, Cameroon. It's just looking over if I'm correct. Yeah, it'll be Cameroon tomorrow. So that'll be at 8 p.m. So sorry if I made this one a little late. I was at an event last night. So until then. Later, suckerinos.